Welcome to Steve McDonald's Arts and Crafts, and today what I'm going to be doing is cutting out a neurographic picture that I've drawn using my laser. Now this image is available for you free of charge. It's on my website and I will link that down below. It's in the free members area, so just go into there if you want this picture and other pictures actually that I will upload there periodically, and you can download it for free and do whatever you like with it. Now I need to set this to the correct size, and I work in millimeters, but you can easily work in inches, and this image could be used on your Cricut, it could be used on any of your cutting machines. So I want this to be that size, and that should just fit in there nicely like that. And then I'm going to cut this out on a piece of wood and then show you what I'm going to do next. Now I've got my piece of wood all laid out, and I've put a little bit of tape because this is quite a large flat piece of wood and it's got a slight bow in it, and I don't want that to affect the cut. So what I've done is I've used a little bit of masking tape just to mask this down to stop it moving around. I've also got it all set up on my screen, as you can see here, and what I'm going to do is just click on that. I've got the power at 100%, which is great. I've got the default wood at basswood. I'm going to go to 4mm cut. I've set my sizes up, which are correct, and now I'm going to check that it fits on there, and it all fits on there well. I'm going to be using the air assist with this as well because it will make the cut nice and clean. And then I'm just having a little frame to make sure it's all coming in the right place. Putting on me safety goggles. Always important to put on your safety goggles when you're doing any sort of cutting with a laser or work with a laser. Yeah, that looks all good to me. Push start, turn on the air assist, and leave that to do its thing now to cut that out. And hopefully I've drawn that in such a way that it will cut it out really well. And the air assist makes such a big difference. Look at how all that smoke is just drawing in. There's no real dirt marks either because of the air assist, so it gives a much nice clean and neat cut. And also using the honeycomb base, the air just gets sucked under that and straight out of my extractor fan, so it means I can get on with other things in the studio. Well, this is all cut out nicely now. I'm really pleased with how that's cut out lovely and clean. And look at the difference with using the air assist. You don't get any of those scorch marks either, which is great. So I've now got another piece of board which is the same size as the piece of board that I cut this out of, and this is going to sit on top of there like that. And then I'm going to paint in between these bits and then paint this black and put this on the top. Now, to make life easier for me when I paint this, what I'm going to do is draw in all the shapes that I need to paint. I can then paint those, paint this whatever colour I decide it to be, and then put it on the top, and it should hopefully all come together nicely. Who knows, it might not. I am going to have to go over the edges of these little lines a little bit, because if not, I'm going to have a bit where there's a rim to it, and I don't want that. Just going over those little lines a little bit will help a lot. What I'm now doing is going over this with a marker pen, because then I know that I only have to paint up to this marker pen line all the way around. And once I put the piece on it, then this marker pen should only be the thing that shows, and you're going to get nice, clean, crisp lines. So I'm going to go ahead, finish that off, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do next. Now I've painted this, and I've painted in the lines underneath. It's like magic, isn't it? All I need to do now is paint these bits, and it's going to be much easier to paint those bits knowing what I've got to paint up against as well, and then I can stick this on afterwards. I haven't really chosen my colours yet. I want to do something that's quite coarse, quite bright, because I do like to have really bright colours. Probably some yellows and reds and blues, because they're my favourite colours. Well, I've got my colour palette chosen now. I did go for ultramarine blue, a red, a really quite a bright yellow, and some white. Now, I may do some odd bits in here white, but I'm actually going to use the white more for changing tones and things as I go on. So this is really going to be quite simple. It's a case of, well, colouring in really. And I know that I want to go up to those lines and colour it all in. Now, I will give it 2 coats because I want it to be quite a solid finish. And the yellow is sometimes not as solid as I would like it to be when it first goes on. So I'm going to go ahead and paint this, and then once I finish painting it, I'll show you what the next few stages are going to be to finish this all off. Well, I've finished painting this now, and I'm really pleased with how it's come out, and I've laid that on there, so it's just about gluing this on. And I painted this black. I did decide it needed to be black, and I'm really loving how those colours have come out. But look at the difference it makes when you actually put this on the top. I just think it really brings this picture out. I'm really loving this. So what I'm going to use is just some wood glue on the back of this. Paint the wood glue on and then lay it on there and put some weights on it and let it dry for a couple of hours before I do the final stage. Well, this is all finished and dried now. So what I want to do is give it a quick coat of a satin varnish. Now, if you wanted to, I suppose you could fill all these gaps in with resin because they wouldn't leak or blend into each other as it's been glued down with wood glue, and wood glue itself will seal all those edges up. You would have to put something around the edges of it to stop it running off there, but that's not a problem. I've shown in many videos on how to do that in the past. I think the satin varnish will give it a nice finish, and I'll give it a couple of coats of this satin varnish to ensure that it's really nicely covered. And then once it's done, I'll show you what it looks like completely finished. Well, I've finished this picture now and I really do like it. I put it up in my studio because I like it so much. And I think it looks really... It just stands out really well with that extra bit on it. I'm not sure how well that's coming out on the video, but in real life you really can see the 3-dimensional look of it. It looks like somebody here, doesn't it? Hair, mouth, eyes, and nose. I might have to hang it up the other way so I don't see it like that. I hope you've enjoyed this project. Don't forget you can download this image free of charge if you want to cut it out on your Cricut or just copy it or cut it out on your laser. The link for that is in the description below. Please boop the like button if you've enjoyed this video. It really does help my videos to get out there. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Be sure to check out the video that's coming up next. It's another laser video. It might help you with your laser. Take care. Enjoy your crafting. Bye.